Hi everyone, you guys, I got a new dog. I adopted this dog about a week ago at the shelter, and he's a mixed breed. On the form, it said Chihuahua. He does not look like a Chihuahua. My dog Rosie is part Chihuahua. She has a little Chihuahua face. And his body looks a little like Rosie's. So I don't know, there might be some Chihuahua in him, but I don't think that's what he is. His name is Kenny. He's a mixed breed. I'm tempted to do a DNA test. Have you guys ever done a doggy DNA test? If you have like a mixed breed or you have a dog that you're not sure what breed it is, I'm tempted. I've been tempted to do that for Rosie too, because they're both shelter dogs. And but this little guy, Kenny, he came with the name Kenny, and he is 2. He turned 2 on November 8th. And he came from Oklahoma. Our shelter partners with the Humane Society in Oklahoma, and they often go there and get shipments of dogs. I guess the dogs are like the breeding, and there's just a lot of dogs overflowing their shelters there. So our shelter partners with them, but he hadn't been neutered, and there was a litter of puppies and a female that were his. Like the female was the mom of the puppies, and the puppies are his. And I went in there to look at the puppies, and I came out with Kenny because once I met this guy, I just couldn't resist. And he is the sweetest, as you can see. He just wants to be held all the time. He's 17 pounds. My dog Rosie is 16. She's also black, so they look a lot alike, but he's got a very muscular body. I'm gonna see if he'll let me stand him up and show you. And so this is what he looks like. Hey, Kenny, come here, Kenny. He's got a little bit of white on him. He's got what we call a snowflake on his paw, just like a little, it looks like a snowflake. And he's just like the sweetest guy. And he loves to give kisses, and he loves to be held. And I'm so glad that I found him. He's like the perfect dog. Whoever had him before, and I don't know why he was relinquished, but they obviously loved him. He's not afraid of women. He's not afraid of men. He's not afraid of cats or other dogs. And on Thanksgiving, we had 30 people in our house, and I kept him upstairs in a crate because I didn't want to overwhelm him. But my mom came up with the girls to see him because she hadn't met him. And next thing I know, he was downstairs, but he did fine. And he walks really well on a leash. He understands his name. I thought about changing his name, but he knows his name. So I don't think that would be the right thing to do. Right, Kenny? Kenny? See, he knows his name. Yeah, you know your name. Anyways, he is just so loving and so sweet, and he rides well in the car. Like I said, he walks well on the leash. He plays well with my other dog, which was what I hoped, because Rosie is 5 now. I can't believe it. But she lives with like old people. She lives with my husband and I, and our kids are grown. My youngest is 17. So I feel like she needs more playtime than I personally can give her. I walk her every day and I play with her every day. And so does my husband, and so do my kids when they come and go. But I just think about my pets that my kids had when they were little and how much physical exercise and playtime they got. And I think it's just really healthy for a dog. And so he and Rosie have been really playful together, and it's really nice to see. So that's my big news. I hope that you all had a really nice Thanksgiving if you're here in the States, no matter where you are. I know that you celebrate your Thanksgivings at different times, and I hope that your Thanksgiving was wonderful. But honestly, thankfulness is an everyday thing. I love Thanksgiving time. It does force you to really look at your life with gratitude for everything, because there's always something to be thankful for. But I'm particularly thankful this year because last year my dad was sick. You know, my daughter was having a rough transition in college that year. What else? My dog died, Candy. I've been looking for another dog kind of since then, but not super seriously until recently. And that's how Kenny came about. What are you doing, Kenny? So anyways, we had a really nice Thanksgiving. We had a house full. We had some new people in our house that we hadn't met before, because we always say that if anybody knows someone who doesn't have anywhere to go, they can bring them. And so we met a couple of new people who were lovely. The food was delicious. All 4 of my kids were home. But we're back to the grind until Christmas. So I hope that you're all doing well. Let me know. Tell me about your Thanksgiving, or just tell me about what's going on in your life. And I am going to do a review for you of some products that were sent to me by Merit. And if you watch my channel, you know I don't do sponsored videos. I never do PR anymore. I did when I first started my channel, and I never do. But I really love this brand, and I've purchased so many of their products. My daughters both own their little sack full of goodies that I purchased when the brand first came out. And I remember then that at Sephora, they just had a little tiny end cap, and now they have like half of a whole row. So the brand is doing really well. And it's a woman entrepreneur, Catherine Powers, who owns the skincare brand Versed, which I've tried from Target. If you've never tried it, it's a really good skincare brand. And she's also part of that publication of Who, What, Wear, or What Wear Now. I don't know. It's like a fashion blog or something like that. But she's a woman entrepreneur. And so, you know, as a woman, we all love to support other women. And so the brand is beautiful. Since I've tried their products in the past, they have repackaged and reformulated a few things. So I'm excited to try what I have now. And so what I have here is to make your complexion brighter and glowing. So I am just going to jump in and try the products I have for you, tell you a little bit more about them, and just sort of reconnect after the Thanksgiving holiday. So let's just jump in and get started. So the look I'm going for today is the flushed, bright, healthy look that you achieve when you're not that you set out to do it, but when you're out in the cold, building a snowman, tobogganing, skiing, or in my case, shoveling the walkways and driveway. You come in with that really flushed red cheek look that just looks so healthy. And that's the look I'm hoping to achieve with these products. And the products I have here came in this adorable little pouch. And I have shown this pouch to you before because a couple of years ago at Christmas time, I purchased a whole bunch of Merit products for one of my daughters and this pouch. She still uses them all today, and she uses the pouch whenever she comes home, whenever she travels back to school, and she carries all her makeup in her little pouch. It is quite a roomy pouch, and let me just show you. So it just ties like this. It's not really a pouch that you would carry around. I mean, you could, but it's a really great pouch for carrying your cosmetics, and everything ties up very nicely in here. So if you're traveling, you just drop this in your suitcase. It's kind of mushy, and everything fits very nicely in here. And like I said, it's very roomy. And this is how it opens. It opens very wide, and there's a lot of space in there. So if you're going to try any Merit products, I would always recommend going to the website where you can get this little pouch, because I think it's worth it. And inside the pouch, I have 4 products. They're all still in the boxes. And I have 2 lip products and 2 complexion products. And like I said, the look I'm trying to achieve is that sort of pseudo frostbitten look. I did apply a white eyeshadow today with a little bit of pink to keep everything sort of snowy and bright. And I'm just hoping this look comes out as I'm planning, but we will see. So the first product I'm going to share with you is the Flush Balm Blush. It's a very balmy blush. Merit has repackaged these since the last time I used one, and I did have this before in Raspberry Beret, which is the same color I have this time, and I really, really liked it a lot. So I know that this product will achieve the look I'm going for, and so that's why I chose it. And it has a screw on top, gold packaging that's pretty substantial. You can easily hold on to it as you apply your blush, and I really like the packaging a lot. And so I'm just gonna apply it really just like to the apples, like this. So I just applied it to my apples, and I'm not gonna leave it like this, as tempting as it might be. I'm gonna take a brush and I'm just gonna sort of stipple it around using like a bouncing motion. And it's really creamy and a little bit balmy, but it's not so balmy that it slides around. It has a little bit, I always use the term like a waxiness to it, but just enough to keep it in place. And it really does stay put all day long. Like I said, I've had this one before and it doesn't fade away on my skin during the day. It just stays put. And I typically wear my makeup for about 10 hours on most days. Sometimes 12. I usually put it on between 8 and 9 in the morning and wash it off around 9 o'clock at night when I take a shower. And look how pretty that blended out. So that's what I do. I just apply it to the circles, the apples of my cheeks, and then just kind of stipple it around. And I do like to take it up onto my forehead to add a little bit of that pinkness up there that you get when you're cold. And I think it just helps make the whole look a little more cohesive. A little bit on my nose. So this is the Flush Balm in Raspberry Beret. And now I'm gonna go in with the Day Glow Highlighting Balm. And I have mine in the shade Citrine. And I have had this before as well. And I think it was in the shade Kava, the one that I had before. And I decided to try a different shade. And they did repackage this as well. It didn't look like this last time I had it. It was like gray packaging, I believe, and it was thinner. It looks like there's more product here. I'm not sure if there is or not. That's what it looks like. Oh, wow, that's really pretty. And I hope you can see that. It has sort of a bronzy shift to it, but very light. And I'm just gonna take this and apply this at the top of my cheekbones, my nose, my Cupid's bow, a little bit right here, and just kind of tap it out with my finger. And this does also have that balmy texture, but not so balmy that I worry about it sliding around. Wow, that's really pretty. Put a little bit more. Just gonna go a little bit heavy-handed with this. Tap it over my blush. I think I do have that cold look. What do you guys think? It's the perfect shade and glow for that out in the winter healthy look. And I like that the products are a bit balmy because I live in the Midwest and we have the fireplaces on, the heat, and the air is really dry. And I do battle dry skin pretty much all winter long. And I'm always looking for products to hydrate and moisturize my skin and give me sort of that dewy look that, you know, we all love. In the summer months, I'm more of a matte girl or semi-matte just because it gets so hot and humid where I live. But in the winter, it's the exact opposite. I want everything to look kind of dewy, sort of that glass skin look. Last time I tried Merit, they hadn't released lipsticks yet. And look how pretty the packaging is on this. This packaging is very substantial. It feels really good in my hand. It feels very luxurious. It looks very luxurious. I think this would be really pretty in your purse. And I have mine in the shade Baby, which is on the website says is a neutral pink. And that's what that looks like. I have not tried it yet, so this will be the first time. And yeah, I think it's kind of like a rose, neutral pink, I guess. I would call that more of a rose. What do you think? And I'm not gonna use a lip liner. I'm just gonna apply this as is. It's very creamy. There's no tugging, but it doesn't feel too It doesn't feel too slippy, like it would, again, slide around. It feels like it's got enough grip to it, but it's still very cushiony and feels very soft on my lips. And that's how that looks. The last product is the Shade Slick Lip Oil, and I have mine in the shade Marrakech. I have tried one of their lip oils before, and I really liked it a lot. And I tried it before they had released the lipsticks. And so these do give you a nice wash of color, but they're more of like a gloss. Even though they're called a lip oil, they don't feel oily. They just feel like a nice gloss with a little bit of, like, again, the cushiony texture, but not greasy or anything like that. I feel like the term lip oil can make people think that it's going to be oily, but lip oils, I've never tried one that is. And like I said, mine is in the shade Marrakech, and this is what it looks like. And I'm just going to apply a little bit of this over the baby lipstick. And that looks really pretty. It just adds like a little bit of like peachiness to the rose color of the lipstick. I like the way all the products feel on my skin. They just feel so like healthy and hydrating. And I don't know, it just gives you that sort of like just juicy complexion that we all want in the winter months. We want it all year round, honestly, but in the winter months when my skin feels so parched and dry, I just love the dewiness and feeling so hydrated and moisturized. I'm gonna bring you in close. So what do you think? Do you think that I achieved that sort of frostbitten, healthy winter complexion? And do you plan on trying any of these Merit products? Have you tried Merit in the past? Do you have a favorite product? Let us know down in the comment section. Even just say hello. I love interacting with you. And I hope that you have a blessed and beautiful day. Thank you for spending some time with me.